go out with something really hot for these folks. A big hit out of 77. Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars. Don't let them end. Star Wars. If they should bar wars, please let these Star Wars stay. And hey, how about that nutty Star Wars bar? Can you forget all the creatures in there? And hey, Darth Vader in that black and evil mask, did he scare you as much as he scared me? Star Wars, those near and far war. My seventh winner up here, Star Wars!
All right, it's Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023, and you're listening to Jared and Mike Tell It Right podcast. I'm Mike. That's Jared.
I'm across the interwebs from you.
The interwebs. Interwebs. It's the interweb.
What's crack-a-lackin', Michael?
Nothing much, man. What about to the viewers? Viewers listening. What's cracking out there? Get on www.tellitrightpodcast.com and leave us a comment. Let us know what's crackling in these days in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Let us know where you're from and what's crackling in your neck of the woods. Did I tell you about the first and only comment we've gotten on the website?
No.
It's from Big Uncle Rodger at eatmyballs@msn.com. Such
nice.
An interesting email there. And his only comment was penis.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you can give us a little bit more than that.
Right. Maybe
that's a good start.
Yeah, maybe a sentence more than just a 2-syllable word.
Penis. Oh, he must be doing great. That Big Uncle Rodger out there.
Yeah.
At eatmyballs@msn.com. I want to know who That's awesome. That's like totally a fake email. Like, because I love like the MSN.com because like who the hell like only like somebody in their 60s has an MSN.com email. You know what I mean? Like, because
or it's like an AOL.
Yeah, because they got it in like 2000 when it started becoming streamlined for everybody. And hey, here's an email address for your dial-up. Oh, okay.
And they can't get rid of it because they have all their pertinent information sent to their like bills and shit. Right. So now they're just stuck with it forever.
And sir, can I get your email address before we place this order?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's eatmyballs@msn.com.
Yeah.
Oh God. But everybody, make sure though you are subscribed to our show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stream this cerebral, action-packed show with Jared and myself.
Yeah.
We also we want to see who's out there in the community, so let us know. Subscribe. Use tellitlightpodcast.com. Let us know. Be the world. Let us know.
Yeah. Michael, this is an exciting week.
It is.
Very exciting week.
It's like I'm trying to think like it's almost like 4th of July in a way. But it's like it's a little bit more than that.
I'd say that this is like a step above Easter.
Hiding those eggs. How do you compete with that?
I'd say this is a step above that. Because I mean, obviously they're both tied into Obi Wan Kenobi, right?
Yeah,
in some way or another.
He is like God. He is God. I mean,
he walked on water. I mean, he's Obi Wan Kenobi.
You like find out like George Lucas like will tell this story on his deathbed that he was like bit by a snake, and that like he spoke to Obi Wan Kenobi, and he told him that he was God and he was from the galaxy far, far away, and that's just what sprung all this. So really, Obi-Wan is the son or the father of Jesus Christ.
I mean, he probably like licked a frog or ate some peyote or something.
Yeah.
And then he was like, Star Wars, motherfucker. That's what's happening. Obi-Wan came down from the sky.
Yeah.
Like lightning and struck the tip of my penis.
Fuck yeah.
And then he had the story.
You know what else I like about this show that we do here?
What's
Not
that?
only do we smite the Scientologists, but I mean we're going after the Christians too and their false bullshit. Fucking Obi-Wan.
I mean,
Stories.
kind of.
You heard it here. You heard it on Tell It Right podcast. The truth. It's buried at the basement of the Vatican right now. Do you know anybody that's been in the basement of the Vatican? I don't know anybody that's been in the basement of the Vatican.
I mean, that's probably where all the alien stories and everything are hidden. But that's a topic for another day.
Galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. That's coming up on the conspiracy special on the flower moon. The flower full moon.
The flower moon conspiracy special. But yeah, so hopefully everybody who is listening, it is Thursday the 4th. I know we opened up with May the 2nd. We're recording on Tuesday. Fucking bite me, okay? But hopefully this is released on Thursday here. So you have something to start your May the 4th be with you day.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, how are you going to spend it?
Probably not doing anything very Star Warsy. But
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe I'll just wear a helmet all day. But I'll have to choose which helmet to wear. Maybe Darth Vader. Maybe a Stormtrooper. I got my cool new Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmet that just came in. I like it. It's pretty badass.
That's what I'm talking about. I think I'm just going to, like, wear a blanket and just pretend to be Obi Wan Kenobi. And I'm just going to do this all day. I'm going to just flip the blanket over like a hood and then flip it back. And then I learned some skills last summer from a guy named Obi Wan Dundee.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just going to do this every 5 minutes. And then, like, I'm just going to get, like this Pepto-Bismol bottle that I have handy. I'm just going to hold it like this and pretend like it's a microphone that I'm talking into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you're going to roam around your house naked with a blanket on and waving your hand at your dog. So that's just any normal day. I mean, what's different from from your normal weekly hiatus?
All right,
you know,
all right. You got me. You got me. Okay. So what? Don't judge me. It's fucking May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
If I like to have a little fun, I like to have a little fun. So.
But don't forget about Return of the 5th.
Yeah, that's where it gets wild.
Or
that's why
Revenge of the 5th is what it is.
That's why I wonder if this is if somewhere in the world like this is like a crazy celebration weekend for people. Like I wonder if like there's nerds out there that like literally like maybe college nerds. They're like literally starting on Thursday because that makes sense. Thursday's a good day to start like a holiday. And they go all the way to like Sunday because then like 4th, 5th, 6th, and then what you get all the way to the 7th, and then
I don't know if there's anything on the 7th, but
I don't know.
There
was that whole thing. There was that whole thing before where it was like the different. They had like the different names.
Yeah.
Like May the 4th be with you, and then you just said Revenge of the 5th.
Of the 5th. Yeah.
Attack of the 6th. I don't know. Whatever. But CBS News here, they're giving tips on. I on how to watch Star Wars on your May the 4th. And it's one of those like it's like one of those sponsored articles. So it's not like an ad for Disney, but pretty much number one, sign up for Disney Plus. And then it's like going in, plans start at $8 a month for ad-supported Disney Plus services, you know. And then going on to the $11 a month package, and then like jumping in to like this other package where you can get like Hulu and Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and all this for like $13 a month or $20 without ads. So I'm just like, okay, so that's a given. You got to sign up for Disney Plus. Otherwise, if you're like Jared, you got a whole Blockbuster in your closet, and you just pull them out and bust out the old VHS player or the DVD player too. It's another.
Yeah, I'm just gonna whip them out. Whip them out.
So number two was find the Star Wars section on Disney Plus. So, okay, yeah, obviously you got to find it first, right? Now, they want you to start with the prequels, okay, which I'm cool with, and then they want you to watch the original trilogy, and then end with the sequels, and then if you haven't had enough, Jared, watch all the spin-offs, and then go fuck yourself is pretty much the rest of the article.
Why would you? Yeah, whatever.
No. Tell me. Yeah, I want to hear it.
Why wouldn't you just watch it in chronological order?
Right?
Just watch episode 1, 2, 3, or I should say episode 1, 2. Then you have to watch Solo, then episode 3, then Rogue One, and then episode 4, 5, 6. I mean, if we're not bringing in like any Mandalorian or cartoon shows, just straight movies.
No, that's the weekend. Yeah, no, you got to do that stuff on the weekend. But like Andor, I don't know. Well, yeah, Andor you could do kind of
because that's the spin-offs, though. I mean, you'd have to do.
Okay,
I mean, if that was the full case,
Rogue One
you'd have
for
to,
sure. Yeah,
because that's a movie. I'm just saying, just straight movies, Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So episode 1, 2, Solo, episode 3, Rogue One, episode 4, 5, 6, and then if you really care, you can watch all the rest of the other bullshit that they made after that. But I wouldn't waste my life on it anymore. So I'd probably put on The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah. I actually last week I pretty much I blew through The Mandalorian again.
Yeah.
It's weirder when it's all out, and it's like, holy shit, this moves really fast now, you know?
Yeah.
Because then, like, that last episode of the season, you're like, oh, fuck you, like, because you wanted more, you know? But now that they're all out, you can at least until you get to season 3, you got something. And then, like, I was just like, man, forgot Cara Dune was in this, or whatever her real name is. I keep wanting to say Ronda Rousey, but it's nowhere fucking close. Why can't we think of her name? What's her name?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, you do. Come on.
No, I don't remember her name. It is with a C, though. Ruby Roundhouse?
Ruby Roundhouse?
No.
Cara Dune played by... What other movie did she play in? Didn't she play in Gina Carano? She played in Deadpool. That's what it was. She was a complete bitch in that movie.
Yeah.
Complete bitch.
She was in another movie, too. I can't think of the name of it.
She does bromances now with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Matt Damon.
Oh man, another opportunity to put your voice over the puppet of Matt Damon. I love it.
Matt Damon.
Oh my god.
In the you white, you Ben Affleck. From Role Models.
Oh god.
That little Ricky kid or whatever. He's like, you Matt Damon. He's like, I don't even look anything like Matt Damon. He's like, you white, you Matt Damon. He's like, it is true.
Look at Matt Damon. I wonder if he ever had a cameo role in Star Wars.
Oh, Ben Affleck. I'm sorry. No, Matt Damon. You white, you Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah.
Nobody likes Ben Affleck anymore.
No, I don't even get this new Flash movie, man. Like, you got Michael Keaton coming back. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
But then Ben Affleck came out of nowhere, and I'm like, interdimensional stuff, interdimensional TV, interdimensional cable time. Sons of bitches. And then I thought the dude was a pedophile. I thought he was on the actual run, and he made a movie. What's going on?
It's Hollywood. That's what's going on. They're a bunch of pedophiles.
I thought he was hanging out at a trailer park with Andy Dick.
Well, that's still a possibility too. But
yeah, I thought him and Andy Dick were like on the run from the law. But I guess Alec Baldwin's on the run too. He's running to Montana to finish Rust.
Montana. Set your Montana.
After they dropped the charges, but yeah. No, yeah, I thought it's Ezra Miller, right? He played in the Fantastic Beasts and whatnot.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four Beasts.
Right, the Fantastic Four Beasts. But I thought he was on the run, and I thought he got canceled because that's what they do.
Well, he's a weirdo, and then he was like they I don't know, arrested him for grooming a minor, like some 14-year-old boy or something.
That's what I thought it was, and then I thought he was on the run.
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably just touching people, and somebody paid off somebody else. Somebody paid off somebody else so that they could put out the Flash movie, because otherwise they would have lost a bunch of money.
It's what you said, man. No. It's what you said.
It's the WB. the frog paid off.
They own the CERN. They own the CERN lab, dude. The WB, and they did something to make Ezra Miller a non-pedophile groomer or whatever the fuck he is.
It's the frog paid everybody off.
Yeah,
remember
him and Smokey the fucking bear. Him and Smokey the Bear, they're the biggest, like that would be a hilarious, like, satirical comedy, like, cartoon, like, fucking the WB Frog, Smokey the Bear, like, maybe somebody else, like, some other cartoon figure, and they're, like, the ones who run the world. They're the Illuminati.
Barney.
Yeah, Barney or something like that.
Yeah.
Something fucking weird. And then, just, like, I don't know. Bunch of millennials in their 30s have to go kill them or something.
Have you seen any of those, like,
these deep state cartoons?
Have you seen any of those, like, dub overs of Barney?
No.
Hey kids, gonna wear this tutu? They're like, no, we're not gonna wear the tutu. Are you gonna wear the tutu, Barney? He's like, hell, fuck yes, I'm about to wear the tutu.
No.
You see him, like, spinning around in a tutu. And he's like, oh, BJ gotta lay down. She's super fucked up.
No, I've never.
Oh my god. Yeah, you guys watch that shit, man. Rock have you been living under?
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to figure out why Ezra Miller isn't in jail. Oh, because he makes a fucking plea deal. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, the WB, man. They paid off that 14-year-old. That frog showed up at the house with the top hat and the cane spinning. And he's like, I'm going to pay you some money to get Ezra off. Spinning it, top hats going up and down. Only on the WB.
I also imagine him sounding like Colonel Sanders too, just kind of like,
yeah.
All right, we're gonna make a deal here.
It's like Foghorn Leghorn. I say. The big chicken guy. Oh man.
Speaking of like voice impersonations, have you ever heard Mark Hamill's voice impersonation of Harrison Ford?
Yes.
It's the best. Hey kid, it's not that kind of movie.
It's a movie, yeah.
If people are looking at your hair, we're in big trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was talking about the scene where they were in the garbage compactor,
Right.
and he got all wet, and he's like, yeah, and then the scene after, my hair was all dry, and I'd lean over to Harrison, and I was like, what if they noticed that my hair's dry, and it was just wet a second ago?
It's not that kind of movie, kid. If people are looking at your hair, we're in big trouble.
Harrison Ford's a fucking weirdo, too. I always thought he was cool, but, like,
Yeah.
he is a weird fucking guy.
Really?
And, like, the thing about it is, like, I don't get slow. It makes you not like him as much as an actor because he literally is there to collect a paycheck. And you just feel like he doesn't put any care into it, even though he's really good at being an actor.
Yeah.
But, like, like if he talks about Star Wars, they're like, oh, do you plan on doing another Star Wars? He's like, I don't know. If they pay me, I probably will. Like, he doesn't care about anything that has to do, like, he doesn't care about the fandom aspect, all this and that. And you realize that he's just after the money. Like, that's all he cares about. Like, I don't blame him. It's his job. But, take a little pride in what you do. He's just kind of weird.
You're Indiana fucking Jones in Han Solo.
Yeah.
Like, how many people wanted to be a Han Solo in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and now?
Yeah, and now all those people are just hand job Solo.
Yeah, and honestly, if I can turn out to be like old Han Solo, I would feel good about myself.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Harrison Ford.
Yeah, take a little pride in your job. Jeez.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. You and Pedro Pascal. Like, fuck.
Did you see him at the Met Gala?
No, I didn't.
Oh, God.
I don't even know what the fucking Met Gala is.
It's where a bunch of freaks go to party and show off what they're wearing. And
something retarded. Okay.
He was wearing, like... it was like a red, like, suit shirt, like dress shirt with a black tie. And then, like, I don't remember if it was red or black shorts.
Yeah.
And then, like, black combat boots. But then he had this red, like, trench coat over it.
Okay.
Dude, it was so fucking terrible. And it looked like basically what a transvestite would wear.
What's going on, Pedro? Huh? Uh-huh.
But he always wears weird shit. Like, why can't you just dress like a goddamn man? Like, put on a nice suit, look like a respectable person. Like, that's why I like Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
He's just a respectable type guy. He's British.
He looks like he looks like a businessman. He actually looks like how the cartoons depict Superman. Like, like has this huge upper body, and then it just like gets like super like paper thin towards the waist. It's crazy. No, dude, there's this like TikTok going around where he did this like awesome like fucking like pump scene in some movie, and he just like, for those who are watching the YouTube, you're gonna be able to see this, but he does this thing where he throws his hands up right when he's about to like fight, but he like does this like thing like that where he just like throws his hands out there and then he lines them back up and then he just goes after whatever. It's fucking insane. That's how like
Who
if
was
I was
this?
to ever
Henry Cavill?
Yeah, Henry Cavill.
Oh.
Like if I was to ever about to get into a fight with somebody, I might actually try to do that as like an intimidation factor to see if that would work. It probably
I highly doubt it, but
no, yeah. That's why you bring boomerangs with you. Take out their fucking legs.
Nobody's using a goddamn boomerang.
I'm gonna. You know what? When they will.
Weren't they only indigenous to like Australia?
Yeah, they were. But I'm bringing them to the States. I'm making them indigenous here.
Yeah, and the reason that Australia had them is because they are an island and nobody wanted to go there anyways. So they didn't really need to have awesome weapons to defeat anybody because all the animals and other weird shit killed off everybody else. And the pygmy people were just trying to get rid of the convicts that were shipped down there from Europe.
One of these days, that crack star, Wrangler star on TikTok, that prepper guy, he's gonna talk about boomerangs, and when he does,
I highly
they're
doubt
gonna
it.
become legit. I mean, like this guy's teaching you how to take out like people's tires with like 3-inch long nails. Oh yeah, just put them in the vise like this. Take your hammer and knock it that way. Flip it around, knock it the other way. Now look, no matter what way it lays, it's always gonna be pointing up and act accordingly, everybody. It's like,
did you see the one where he put like black paint and balloons with sand and shit?
That's what started creeping me out, man, because he's showing he was showing the Boston Dynamic dog. I'm like, whoa, Jesus Christ. He's like anticipating that we're going to be controlled by these dogs, and maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But like,
he shows that, but hold on. He shows that, but did you see? Did you see New York when that parking garage collapsed? They sent in one of those dynamic dogs to search for people, and like it stepped on a rock. It was like going in, and it was like stepping and doing stupid shit. And then the first step, it like takes onto some rubble. It just flips over, and just that's it. Like it couldn't get back up. Yeah, the guy's like, that's not good.
I thought they could. I thought you could like kick them down and they would like.
I don't think so. I mean, go watch the video. Like, just look up like the Boston Dynamic dog parking lot or parking garage.
Yeah, because New York uses them now.
Yeah, they said this is we're going to use these in place of Dalmatians, and they show it, and it's white, looks like a Dalmatian. It's like doing that creepy walk thing, and then it like steps on a rock and just like flips over and falls. That's it. Like they're like, that doesn't work.
Oh, we're done.
Yeah,
scrap the robotics program. We're done.
Yeah,
we're done. We're out of here. We're fucking out of here.
Yeah, you should have gotten a robot from Star Wars.
Yeah, those probably work, actually.
Yeah, jeez. So. Oh, man.
Yeah, no, but Wrangle Star, he talks about some good, cool shit when it comes to, like, U.S. Forest Service stuff. But then, like, yeah, when we got to all arms to deck for the fucking Boston robotic dogs, you know.
When was this guy like, what's gonna get me is the Boston robotics dog is gonna come in and that's what's gonna kill people? Like,
I don't know. Everybody, again, www.tellerightpodcast.com. Leave your comments. Let us know why the Boston Dynamic dog is gonna take over. Let us know for the conspiracy episode coming up.
Yeah, we gotta save some of this for the conspiracies.
Yeah,
the Boston robotics dogs are after us all.
Well, speaking of conspiracies, I've always had this question when it comes to Star Wars, and I wanted to get your opinion on this, Jared.
Yeah. So
the planet Coruscant. So we all know that it's like this crazy planet that they've just like they just kept building on top of buildings, and now there's there's like no place where like you can actually find the actual ground. There's like this one little like tip of a rock, but it's actually a whole city's built around this mountain, and it's now the lowest point, and there's like still skyscrapers that are still towering the sky and shit like that. So like I was starting to think about it, and I'm like, does that mean that Coruscant is a dead planet? So like I'm asking why, like, if it's a dead planet, because a real planet would have tectonic shifts like our planet does, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could never do
Okay.
this on our planet because the ground would keep shifting, and eventually it would take out the building, you know? And so I'm just like thinking, like, did they ever come up with an explanation for that? Maybe the planet is dead and that's why they did what they did, you know? But it's crazy to think about.
Maybe the technology is just good enough now. I mean, they've got floating vehicles and things that go into
right. Well, yeah,
hyperspace.
Then there's Mustafar or whatever with the base.
Lava.
Yeah, with the lava and the base, like everything had like shields on it until like Anakin like fucking had a rage match with Obi Wan out there. So
he had a raging clue.
He fucking destroyed the base. No, that's my girlfriend. I don't know.
I think you know what I've decided on Thursday I'm going to wear my Boba Fett onesie.
Okay.
And then on Friday for the 5th, I'm going to wear my Darth Vader helmet and walk around with my new Darth Vader lightsaber.
There you
Have
go.
I showed you my Darth Vader lightsaber?
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I like it. I battled my child with it. Of course, I won. I took her hand.
Of course, yeah.
And then I said, "Come with me. We'll rule the galaxy together." She's like, "No!" Then she fell out and shot through some kind of garbage chute.
We haven't seen her since.
No, I think she's in the backyard, but
Yeah.
I didn't go looking.
Yeah. Oh my god.
She's got her phone. She can call me.
So what's up besides Ahsoka Tano? What projects are up on the docket here? Because you're usually good on this shit.
So there's a few things coming out. Like, so timeline wise, the more recent stuff that's going to be coming is the Ahsoka is next, and then there's the Skeleton Crew, which I'm kind of interested in. That's going to have what's his face in it. That's also from Fantastic Four Beasts, Jude Law.
Okay.
He's going to be like the main guy in Skeleton Crew. I'm not 100% sure on what it is. I think it's the Resistance people. So like the cartoon, the Rebels or Star Wars Resistance.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a continuation of that. That's what my understanding is. I never really watched the Resistance. I didn't like the animation as much. I liked Rebels. Rebels was good. So Ahsoka is going to be like a continuation of Rebels. Skeleton Crew is going to be like a continuation of the Resistance, but they're kind of coincide. For again, everything, even from the ending of The Mandalorian, is going to coincide with what's coming up. That's all supposed to be in that same time frame, right? Tahito Wadi is making a movie.
New Zealand.
Yeah, you can go back to New Zealand. I don't know. I'm a little worried about his project because his last few movies have sucked big fat donkey balls.
I don't want to hear about the Thor thing. Give him a fucking
Thor
chance.
was
right?
trash.
Give him a fucking chance.
Thor was trash.
Oh,
there was something
God.
else that he did that was trash.
The fucking will to people. Well, he fucked up with killing the dog. That's the only thing he fucked up on that movie. Otherwise, I thought it was
No.
movie.
The problem with that movie.
People.
This is what it is. It could have been a good movie, but he focused too much on what he did with Ragnarok, and the plot line just suffered. He tried to make it like too funny. You know what I mean? Where every scene had to be something funny, and it's just like he stretched it too far. And plus, I heard that he was like half the time remote directing this fucking thing. Like they have his head on like an iPad being like, okay, turn this way. And he's in fucking New Zealand, the worst place on the planet,
Fucking
doing whatever.
pushing it out with the bush people,
Yeah.
man.
So, yeah, Thor was
Wait, hold on.
horrible.
Leave that right there. Okay, now
Yeah.
turn the camera over. Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. We got a fucking hog.
So, I don't know. I'm a little concerned about how he's going to be, or how his movie's going to turn out.
I say
So-
I say give him a chance. Say give him a chance. Be mindful of the Force, Jared. Give him a chance.
So we'll see. So the Skeleton Crew, the Acolyte, that's coming up. That's going to be after Skeleton Crew.
What's that gonna be about?
That is about that's going to be like the underground shit. It's going to be like the formation of, how would I put it? So like with Andor, how we're seeing the people that are putting the rebellion together, right? This is going to be like the people that helped put the empire together, like where all the money was coming and the warlords and the people
thank
selling.
God.
Yeah, so this is going to be like pre Clone Wars
Okay.
or
Man,
during Clone War.
Is it going to take place in the downs of Coruscant?
I want to say this is even earlier than that. This is if I'm mistaken, it's like 200 years before all of that happened. I might be wrong. So
maybe it's going to be something where like, who's the guy Sidious killed?
I don't remember. I know who you're talking about.
Right. And,
Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, right. Because that was like another thing I wanted to bring up here is like the actual humans and how long they can live for. And so I found out that like on average, an average Star Wars human can live up to 120 years old.
Yeah.
And if they wield the Force, they can push that up to like 200 years. So that could make sense. Like if we start learning like the early stages of like Palpatine, or even if Palpatine's like a born baby in that show, and like all these Siths or whatever it is, Siths or people that are whatever.
Yeah.
That'd
So
be interesting.
yeah, here the Acolyte, however you want to say it, is set at the end of the High Republic era in a world of shadowy, secret, and emerging dark side powers, approximately 100 years before Star Wars Episode 1. A former Padawan reunites with her Jedi Master to investigate a series of crimes, but the forces they confront are more sinister than they ever anticipated. That's the premise.
Okay, so that if it's 100 years, that could totally be Palpatine.
Darth Plagueis and Palpatine. Yeah.
Yeah. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
That better be a go project.
Yeah,
Go,
we'll
go,
see.
go.
So that's that one. Andor season 2, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming. The Bad Batch season 3, Mandalorian season 4 are all supposed to be coming up. But then there's a bunch of other movies, like I think there's a Jedi High Republic that's supposed to be coming out, which that is supposed to be during the High Republic era, or like it's supposed to be like the first ever Jedi and how they were formed and shit. So,
Okay.
what else was there? Damn, I can't.
What's
see
that game that they had, the Old Republic or whatever? Star Wars: The Old
Yeah,
Republic.
the Old Republic.
Now, I remember when I played that game, it was like it wasn't quite the Empire though. It was like something that looked like they all had stormtrooper uniforms, but they weren't like normal stormtroopers. But it was supposed to be something like those were like the Sith troopers of like back in the day or something like that. Like when there was a war before like the initial Republic formed, like this High Republic you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know anything about that?
No, not really.
I might have to look that up.
Um,
Old Republic.
so there's supposed to be like 4 or 5. So like, here's the people getting movies. There's going to be a new Rey movie, which nobody's going to give a shit about.
I heard about that.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know about
yeah.
that.
Kathleen Kennedy's in charge of that, so she can go fuck herself. James Mangold is coming out with a Star Wars movie. He directed Indiana Jones 5, which I don't even think is releasing.
Wait, why
and that's
isn't
the one
Indiana Jones 5 releasing?
I don't know. I heard that it's a piece of shit. So
Okay, fair enough.
his movie is going to be set thousands of years in the past, focusing on the first Jedi.
It could be lame though.
Yeah. And then probably the best movie that will ever come out is Dave Filoni's got a Star Wars movie that he's making.
What's that? They don't have a name for it or anything?
No. But he's the one who came up with all of the Mandalorian and Ahsoka and Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And it's a cinematic event that will take place between the Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So basically the same timeline as the Mandalorian. Sometime within there. So he's probably going to have some badass movie that's going to have all the live action shit.
You know, speaking of Mandalorian, so some people think that Mandalorian, like that, this was it, that they're not going to continue with the season 4, and now it's just going to be spin-offs from Mandalorian now.
Which he will be in.
Maybe.
Like the Mandalorian will be in it.
I more want to, like, I guess at this point, I want Grogu to be more than just an animatronic puppet.
Animatronic?
It was pretty cool what he did, in like that last season there. Just fucking jumping around and shit. But man, seeing some of that concept art that we were talking about last time, dude, like he could be a pretty badass warrior. But there's speculation out there that he's got another 50 years before he can even pull off what Yoda could.
Yeah.
Know?
So we're talking 50 years from now. If he's already 50, so he'll be 100 years old.
Unless there's some kind of explanation that he was put into a stasis that prevented him from actually growing. You know what I mean? Grogu.
Yeah, but Yoda lived for 900 years.
Right, but it's not exactly clear when he was, so somebody was able, they think they can trace it with all the comics and all that Yoda possibly was being a Jedi at the age of 100. But it's still kind of unclear. I mean, maybe they do actually like progress a little faster and get taller and can actually vocalize faster. Mm-hmm. There's just some things with Mandalorian where, so Ahsoka Tano says he completely forgot the Force to protect himself. And it's just unsure if he was like always on the run, if there was somebody always protecting him, or if if he recently just got captured and that's why all the bounty hunters were even going after him in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's unclear if he was put into like a stasis or something, and
yeah,
because that could have very well been. And technically he's 50, but maybe he's still only at the Padawan age, and whatnot. But, I mean, it's just interesting, too, because, like, I get his species, like, progresses slower, but he also would seem kind of young then. If I don't know, it's messed up. It's weird. I think he was in a stasis pod, and I think truly, yeah, he's technically 50 years old, but I think he was delayed a little bit too, and that's why he hasn't spoken yet, and that's why he's not bigger.
He was held back in school.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe that ship has sailed. We'll just have to see.
All I know is though the Yoda Grogu species, they are one of the strongest Force users out there, and like I think Grogu is a perfect example because he's done a lot of dark side shit.
Yeah.
You know, being with Din Djarin. But everything he's done has all been for the, protection of Din Djarin when you think about it. So there's a good tendency behind it. Now, the Jedi Order doesn't necessarily, believe in that, but he's not willing to join evil forces, though, to do evil things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, and then they also say Yoda, he's dabbled with the dark side, and he can do the same shit without fallen influence. And some even say that's the same deal with Mace Windu, Mr. Windu.
Why? Because he's black.
Yeah. No, it has something. It has something to do with the planet he's from too, and like, I guess he's not quite human. He's just some kind of human variation. That's I think a lot of Force sensitive people come from his planet, sort of thing. So I don't know. But like some say that's why he had his role on the Jedi Council is because he's kind of like a Bo-Katan. He walked both worlds, and yeah, I guess he can be trusted not to dip over to the dark side, or he can use the dark side to his advantage, sort of deal. I don't know.
Maybe they just had to have more diversity on the council.
Yeah, well, it's funny, like, they try to make up, like, what all these lightsabers mean. And,
Yeah.
like, when you ask Samuel L. Jackson, why did you get the purple lightsaber, he'll tell you, well, because I asked for it. He's like, I just have one request. Can I have a purple lightsaber? And they're like,
Yeah,
sure.
because he wanted to be like a pimp.
Right, or...
It's like a pimp
Yeah.
cane.
So Lucas did it, yeah. But it's funny now that he chose that to do that role. Like, that was one of his, like, conditions to doing the role. And then it gets written into this, like, mystical story that holders of the purple lightsaber wield both the light side and the dark side of the Force, or something, or master both sides of the Force, or something like that.
Well, they say that about the yellow ones, too.
Right.
The gray...
I mean,
the gray Jedi.
I think after... See, I don't know if they necessarily had... I think before it was like, you either had red if you were a Sith, or if you were a Jedi, you could have either blue or green. Because you saw that in the original trilogy. But I think after, like, the Samuel L. Jackson thing, I think that's when they started... coming out with these different colors and different meanings, and like, like Obi Wan Kenobi apparently has like a tint to his blue that isn't as dark as Anakin's, or something like that, or vice versa. And one Schwartz is bigger than the other, sort of deal.
Well,
no, I know they got it. They do have adjusters on them, so they can wield the length, or they can adjust the length of their lightsaber.
True, but I mean, part of it too is like the type of the Force that they learn, because like Obi Wan Kenobi is more of a defensive Force. All of his Force moves are for defense and this and that, and so his, that's why they say like Darth Vader's lightsaber is red, because he's a Sith and like he killed so many people or something with it that it turns red or some shit like that, so that his kyber crystal actually changed. But I don't know, who the fuck knows? They could just make up whatever they want.
Well, right, but once they make it up, though, it becomes the story, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you can look at it two ways. Because like you put yourself in a suspense of disbelief, and you make yourself feel like you're like this villager that picked up this sacred tablet, and you're reading all the secrets to the universe and about the Sith and the Jedi, you know. But then in the real fact is, oh, this is just like the greatest movie production ever made, and like these are all the famous people that have played in it, and like these are all the people that have come together to make this possible. Yeah. It's cool to kind of be able to see it from both ends. But dude, man, like if if that shit was real, there'd be some scary fucking shit to read. Some of that about some of this shit. You know?
Oh, I'd definitely be a Jedi. You know that in the military, since they can't tell you like what religion to be, that on your dog tags you can actually get Jedi as a religion. Really? So like if you died in action and they came by to your body, and on your dog tag it would say religious preference Jedi.
I'm going to the Army surplus store tomorrow and get one made for myself right now.
Yeah, they can't deny you that because it's religion. They can't tell you what religion you believe in. So you can believe in Jedi as a religion. I guess you could do Sith too. Yes, what religion do you make? I'm a Sith.
Get the priest. We need to read his last rite. Wait, no, he's a fucking Sith. Let him fucking die, that motherfucker. Right. Here, let me just jam my thumb in your bullet hole.
Right. Is there a Sith Lord here? We need somebody to help bring this guy back to life. Darth Plagueis or
I am
Darth
here.
Sidious.
Oh man.
Well, yeah. July, May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Fuck yeah, dude. Did you know that there's a foreshadow in Rebels to Mandalorian? Dave Filoni is a crazy. He's been thinking about all this shit for a long time.
Yeah.
So when did Rebels come out? Like 10 years ago or sooner than that?
That was sooner than 10.
It was like it was a while ago. Like I feel like 2013 or something like that.
Let's see. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Star Wars Rebels. It came out in October of 14.
Okay. So 2014 was a while ago, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So there's this scene where they show Sabine Wren in a Empire uniform. Or maybe like the Empire Mandalorian uniform, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And behind her was like something they were analyzing, some kind of relic or something. And it's like you don't really catch it, but if you look hard enough and you zoom into it, if you were to like break it, cut it out and zoom into it, you would see a little Grogu figure standing in the center. And then there's two Mandalorian-like figures being covered by a bubble. And then there's another Mandalorian figure that's like covered in like a drawing of fire or something like that. And that's exactly how Moff Gideon died, and Grogu protected them two with a force bubble.
Interesting.
That is Dave Filoni for you right there. Always thinking ahead. But yeah, he had that in there since, maybe 2016 or something, because I'm sure it was a few seasons in. But yeah, like, that's crazy. So now it makes you want to watch all that shit all over again. And like now, like every little thing counts.
Yeah.
Like seriously. Because like Andor, that's how it was too. Every time they walked into that shop, every week that shop, that they showed that shop in that in those episodes.
Yeah.
Somebody was pulling something out. Oh, this was that. This was from that. This was, hey, remember that episode of Rebels when they talked about this? Or remember that episode of Clone Wars? You know, from all these different points. And I'm like, just like, holy shit, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But what is crazy, though, is the props that they actually use sometimes, like in general, like in Star Wars or just in any movie. And you think it's like this crazy futuristic thing, and sometimes they are just everyday items that they just strip like their logos off of. And because the camera's not really looking at it hard enough, your brain kind of fills in a gap and makes it like something completely different and foreign. But really it's like an everyday common thing. Like they were saying like something like there was a guy in Star Wars carrying something and it was actually an ice cream maker.
Yeah, the Camtano safes.
Oh, that would make sense now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I've got like 2 of those.
No.
Yeah, that's what it was, an ice cream maker, but then they made its way to turn into a safe.
Right.
Or
like some other movies have like Nintendo controllers and shit that are like they're completely painted over and like some of the buttons are removed out of it and like newer ones are added into it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the scene with Tim Meadows, they had like an old Apple keyboard that they modified for his computer or something like that. Which was pretty interesting.
I mean, the most famous one is when Qui-Gon is got his whatever communication device.
Yeah.
And it's like a Gillette women's razor that they just painted. It doesn't have the blade on it. It's just that's his comm is a Gillette women's razor.
You know, that's interesting. Like, holy fuck. Because, like, another thing was they were talking about Spy Kids. They gave it an honorable mention.
Mm.
And you remember the old, like, remember Battleship? Well, I want to say, like, when we were, I don't know, maybe, like, in the mid-90s or something, they came out with handheld Battleship games.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was, like, it looked like you were looking at, like, it was shaped weird. It was like this little square, but then it was kind of round at the top, so it looked like you were looking at a radar thing on a sub. Well, I guess the movie Spy Kids, they took that same exact thing and they spray painted it and painted it up, and then that's what the girl used as like a tracking device in the movie.
Interesting.
And I'm like, dude, when I was a kid, when I playing with people, you know, with kids and shit, we used to pretend that thing was a freaking tracking device.
Yeah, because it would
you know what I
beep
mean?
and shit.
Right, yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's so interesting that literally they did that in the movies. And then now you're talking about the Gillette razor. I feel like when I was a kid, I used to pretend to use that as a laser.
Yeah, probably.
Like a little Star Wars or Star Trek laser, because that's what their little device guns looked like.
Yeah,
it's super interesting.
Yeah, a lot of it is. I mean, because I've been learning from like building shit and all this and that. They call them greebles or greeblies, and all it is just a bunch of add-on shit, right? Just to make it look a little bit different and get rid of that earthy tone to it. Like I've done shit like with costumes that you'd be like, it looks like he printed that out. Like I've taken, so you know those little like applesauce packs that you like twist off the top and you can like drink it like it's applesauce. Yeah. The little top tab of it is this like circular thing with like little barbs that come out.
Right.
And I've taken and painted those and stuck it on stuff and made it look like it's a part, you know, like it, but it's, all it is just a little piece sticking off.
Well, look at the Millennium. Look at the Millennium Falcon. And I don't think you realize that a lot of people realize that some of some of the little doodads you see on that, and even on the Death Star, those are all parts taken from old World War II tank, model tank kits, and like muscle car kits and all that shit. And yeah, and they just like they took like the tire spokes or like the engine looking parts, and then they just randomly put them around these ships to make them look like, you know, this like crazy piece of this crazy super starship, you know, sort of thing. Yeah, it's pretty cool what people do, you know, to make something look, you know, super futuristic. And
yeah, it's all about repurposing.
Right.
So,
no, a good place to go to is actually Warner Brothers. Let the frog take you around the lot, show you everything.
Only if he gets me out of legal issues.
Right. Yeah, he will. He will. Don't worry.
Okay.
Let him take you around the lot.
Yeah.
And then no, because you go into like the what I thought was the most neat part about Warner Brothers was their prop store. So like over the years, there's stuff that's over 100 years old in there. That's just been there from some of their first movies that they've ever made. And this stuff's all logged and cataloged and, you know, tagged, and they know what they have. And yeah, they lease them to all kinds of different movies. So every movie you watch, I mean, there's a good chance that some of this stuff came from the Warner Brothers store, because it's not just the Warner Brothers lot that they lease off to. They lease off to everybody.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't matter what studio you're from. Obviously, I think if you're at Warner Brothers, you get first priority over it. But other than that, dude, yeah. And then if somebody buys something, you know, for like a show or something, it'll end up getting put back there or sold back to them or something weird like that. It's crazy, but they got all kinds of shit. And when you walk in there, it's like, man, this stuff does look familiar, but you can't like picture what it was. Yeah. But yeah, but then some of this stuff literally looks like it came from IKEA. Like it's that cheap, and it's like, holy fuck, why didn't you just throw this out? But yeah, they keep good care of it too. It's not like dusty and shit. Like it's like a museum when you walk in there. But literally a director, some kind of film, you know, behind the scenes person will have a clipboard and they'll start writing shit down, and then they just hand them up to the front desk and be like, we need this, and then they'll get it picked in like the next few days for them and then delivered to them. It's crazy. But the other cool part was actually where they make the sets and stuff, and you learn about sets and like, yeah, like when a show's over, like, you know, and they're not going to use those sets anymore, they literally just destroy them, and they take all the wood, and, you know, they can salvage a lot from them and then reuse them. Like simple walls can be repainted, obviously, but like, you know, things with more intricate stuff, they can actually just knock off the drywall and then just put new drywall on there and shit. It's crazy, man. Hollywood, they're professional magicians. We'll just give them that.
We should go do that. Build
Jared
props and shit.
Jared and Mike go to Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Where's the frog?
Yeah, show me the frog. You better have his fucking top hat on.
Is the frog Jack Warner? When he died, did he clone himself to be a frog?
Yeah.
How do you know? How did he know?
Oh, man.
But, yeah, guys, happy May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
Make sure, leave us some comments on tellitrightpodcast.com. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, let us know how you celebrate May the 4th, or even Revenge of the 5th.
That's right. But also, give us some conspiracy ideas for this Friday's episodes. Try to get those in as soon as possible, too. And what does it matter? We're going to release this on Thursday, and we're going to record it on the next day. Whatever. Still send them, though, because we'll definitely have more conspiracy theory episodes. But
yeah, full moon conspiracies.
Yeah, full moons.
Just once a month.
Once a month. But all right, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Peace. That's our show. Please make sure to subscribe to catch all the latest episodes of Tell It Right podcast. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.